Hey, this is Maral Mahlouja from Tutor On Demand, and today I'm going to walk you through a training that will show you how you can help your child improve their maths GCSE grade by at least 2 levels in 12 weeks or maybe even less. If you're a parent of a student in year 9 or year 10 who's preparing for their GCSE exams and you want to help them secure a top grade in their maths, so that they can get into the best sixth forms and eventually the best universities, this is the training for you. If you're a parent who's worried that their child is not performing at the level that they could be because they're not getting the right support from school, if you're someone who values their child's education and you want to help them secure those top grades and you're willing to invest the time, the energy and the effort to help them stay motivated, to enjoy learning maths and secure those top grades, then this is the training for you. I'm going to actually walk you through very quickly what we're going to learn today in this training. I'm going to share with you how you can measure your child's progress and help them identify and improve knowledge gaps. Once we know where the gaps are, we can help fill the gaps. And then I'm going to also show you how you can help to retain those knowledge and apply them to the key questions that will help them in securing the top marks, methods that aren't really taught at school. I'm also going to show you how you can boost your child's confidence and self-belief in their mathematical capability. Your child is only going to take their GCSE maths once in their lifetime. So if you value their grades and their success, then I want to make an agreement with you. If I show you in this training how you can help your child jump 2 grades, I want you to promise that I have your undivided attention and that you will take action by the end of this training. You will implement the steps that we walk through together. And then if you need some help, I can show you how we might be able to help you. But that's something that's coming towards the end of the training. Right, if you did really well in school and you did really well in maths and now you're wondering why your child is not progressing or why they're just frustrated all the time and they're not enjoying maths and you don't have the time or the knowledge or the patience to help them, and it seems like an impossible task to do to get them to enjoy maths and get their work done and progress, and you've may have even tried getting a tutor in the past but still haven't seen a difference. Now, there is a reason why these problems exist, and it comes down to a few things. The first one is relying on the school teacher. Now, in school, you only get one person's perspective, and that's your teacher. So you see the world through one person's eyes. Now, if you only depend on your teacher, then your world becomes very one-dimensional. The students with the best grades don't rely on just their teachers. You need to work on different aspects of life in order to become the best. Let's take Michael Jordan as an example. He had a coach, he had a pretty great coach, but he wasn't the best because of that one coach, that one teacher in his life. He was the best because he hired the best coaches in each department of his life that he needed help with, such as he had a personal trainer, he had a nutrition, a mindset coach, and many, many more. So he became the best because he got the best people to help him in different aspects of his life. Now, school teachers have a lot of students to work with, so they can't specialize or individualize. So to win, you need more than just one person's perspective in life. Second is having the winning environment. It does not matter how good you are. If you don't have people that are climbing the same mountain, that are working towards the same goal around you, then you're going to feel demotivated and you're just not going to enjoy the process. Now, imagine a sports team, a football team. A team can become very hard to beat when the players start to work together and help each other. Now, individually, the players may not be the best players in the world, but when they come together in a team, their standards rise and they become hard to beat. Now, we have seen a lot of students hire a one-to-one tutor who is great at what they do, but soon the students become very isolated. So imagine sending your child, or imagine you as a student, trying to climb Mount Everest all by yourself, right? So you can try to do this by yourself with a one-to-one tutor to guide you, but you're going to be fighting for motivation. Or you can thrive on what we call a winning environment, having the right people around you who are working towards the same goal. So don't become a lone wolf because the tribe always wins. Third, there's so much information out there, and you've probably heard of the saying, You can work hard, work harder, or smarter. Now, there's so much information and you can try to consume as much information as possible. But if you don't know how to apply that information, if you don't know how to use that information to help you in answering questions, in passing your GCSE exams, in providing the best possible solutions, then no matter how much information you have, if you don't know how to use it, it's not going to help you secure the best grades, right? Now, there are things that I can help you do and achieve to get your child onto the road of success. But first, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Maral Mahlouji. I have a PhD in environmental studies and a master's in engineering. And over the past 10 years, I've been working with over 200 students in year 9 and 10 who are preparing for their GCSEs, and I've helped them improve their maths grades and achieve the score that they desire and have worked towards. Now, you don't have to take my word for it. Here are a few words from my past students. So, Myra and Victor are actually twin brothers, and I've also worked with their sister. And they've said, well, this is from their mum, who said, Maral's a great tutor, the kids enjoy the lessons with her and the way she teaches them. She's friendly and polite, and my kids really like Maral. They look forward to the next lesson, and that means a lot. So to begin with, they did not like maths, and they had this perspective, they had this perception that they're really bad at maths and that maths is really hard. But as we worked together, their confidence started to improve, and they actually realized that maths is something that they enjoy and they're actually good at it. Crystal and Candy, so both these students, these are the words of their parents, to begin with, they felt like they didn't really understand the tutors that they worked with before, and the way that they explained things was not very clear to them. So Crystal's mum said, I just wanted to thank you. My daughter said she felt like you explained the problem in a way that she could understand. Similarly, Candy's mum has mentioned, my daughter enjoyed this class and felt that finally someone was explaining maths in a way that she could understand. So, and that's how we can get them to enjoy. Once they realize that they are understanding and they have the right environment, they start to thrive. Let me introduce you to the 3-step winning maths formula, which I've been using with my students. Today, I'm going to share with you the strategy. So we're going to develop and build a strategy together that's going to help your child aim for the higher scores. But strategy alone is not enough to get us to those high scores, right? If you think about it, there are so many free diet plans out there, but why do we have so many people that are still struggling with their weight? Strategy alone is not enough, right? When we have the right strategy and we place ourselves in the right environment and develop the habits that we need, that's when we can skyrocket. That's the new way of learning, which I've been using with all my students, and it's called the learning trifecta, right? So today we're going to work on the strategy, and then we need to place ourselves in the right environment so that we can create the right habits, and then the sky is our limit, right? Let's dive into the first step of the winning maths formula. So grab your pen and paper, as I'm going to go very fast. So make sure you're taking notes, and then I've got something for you at the very end, which I think you're going to absolutely love. I will show you how you can implement everything I'm going to walk you through. Let's get started. The first step focuses on identifying gaps. Most students are tested infrequently. So as a result, when it comes to revising for their GCSE exams, they have no idea where they need to start from and what topic when they need to focus on. So it's very overwhelming, and they just continue to consume information without having really understood what was covered previously. So they have no clear starting point. So much like a plane, if a plane knows its destination but it doesn't know where to pick up its passengers or where it's starting its journey, then how can it plan its journey where it doesn't know where the starting point is? Right? So what students really need is a clear starting point, and that happens through frequent assessments. So assessments tell us or allow us to identify the knowledge gaps and the weaknesses of our students. And once you know where your child's weaknesses are, then you can create a plan to fill in those gaps. So they know what or which areas they need to focus on to move forward, right? So much like the plane, if the pilot knows where its journey is beginning from, where the starting point for the journey is, and where the destination is, then the pilot can create a very concise plan for that journey. So what I found with my students is frequent testing and therefore planning allows us to identify where the students' key knowledge gaps are, so we know where their weaknesses are, and then we can zone in on those areas and create a plan accordingly. The next step is strategize. Now, what do we mean by that? So you've helped your child identify their knowledge gaps and you've helped them fill those knowledge gaps. The next step would be to ensure that the knowledge that they've gained is retained and they know how to use and apply that information in answering questions. So what matters most is progress and the ability to use information that's been taught in answering questions. So information without implementation leads to frustration. So if they've never had the experience of sitting an exam or answering exam questions, and they only face it when they're sitting their GCSEs, then they're not going to handle it very well. It's like, imagine trying to lose weight and you never check in on the scales. You have no idea what to expect and what the progress is like, what your progress has been like even, right? So what your child really needs is strategy and a consistent performance indicator. And what we mean by that is how we achieve that is by allowing them or exposing them to actual exam style questions that they will face down the line, helping them to strategize an answer, plan their answer ahead so they know what to expect. It helps build confidence, experience, and it allows us and the students to continue to identify any weaknesses that may remain so we can fill in those gaps and help strengthen those weaknesses. When the time comes, they know what to expect. So think about it. If you were to jump into a cold swimming pool, it's going to be very uncomfortable at first. But once you've been exposed to the water for long enough and spent more time inside, it's no longer such a challenge because you know what is going to come. You know what to expect because you've been there and you've done that and you've understood it. Similar thing with exams. If students practice exam questions beforehand, practice applying the knowledge that they've gained in answering questions, then they become comfortable with strategizing an answer when sitting an exam, right? Third pillar is winning. So it's kind of like the final piece of the puzzle. The key component to winning and securing the high grades after identifying the knowledge gaps and practicing exam questions is confident mindset. So many students, specifically in maths, believe that they are bad in maths because they've never really grasped an idea in class or experienced any wins in class. And as a result, what happens is they develop a reinforcing cycle of self-doubt that shatters their confidence. And they become frustrated because they don't reach the grades that they know they're capable of or they desire if they had the right support and direction. And because of that, they lose interest in maths and they believe that they're not good at maths and maths is just hard, right? It's kind of like if a boat is sinking and more water is flowing in before you can do anything. So it's just going to continue sinking unless you close or repair that hole, right? So what most students lack is confidence in their own mathematical ability. So we need to ensure that they experience small wins as soon as possible prior to their GCSEs. So when it comes to taking their GCSEs, they are confident. We need to ensure that they experience the small wins quickly as possible. Small wins can develop good habits and help lead your child to success. When a child solves a small problem, it immediately gives them a boost in confidence. So if you imagine an Olympic champion, before they can win any medals, before they can even get to the Olympics, they need to start winning. They need to start competing in local matches. And every time they win a match and they work their way up, every win is celebrated. And every win is a boost in their confidence and in their self-belief that they're one step closer and actually they are capable and they will get what they want if they have the right strategy and they place themselves in the right environment and create the right habits. So let's quickly recap the 3 steps. So the first step is to identify gaps. So to identify the weaknesses of your child so that you can have a clear starting point, so your child knows which areas they need to focus on. So we need to identify the knowledge gaps so that they can start to study smart rather than hard and start focusing on what really matters to get those grades. The second step will then be to strategize answering the question. So expose your child to enough exam style questions so that once they face a question, they know how to strategize that answer and they feel confident to apply the knowledge that they already know in answering a question. Once they've created a plan to strengthen weaknesses and you have other people to work with that are trying to climb the same mountain. And the last step is ensuring that they experience wins as early as possible to build up their confidence. So by the time they get to their GCSEs, they already know that they are winners. And by placing them into the right environment, so they have other people to work with that are trying to climb the same mountain, gives them the additional boost in confidence and keeps them motivated as they don't feel isolated anymore. Just to show you, here are a few other students that I've worked with, and these are the words from their parents. So Jack was very reluctant to be in the class doing additional kind of maths tuition outside of class. But his mum said, my reluctant son loved this class. He said it was very engaging and exciting to discuss topics that interest him in a way he never considered before he was asked in class. He even asked to sign up for more classes and he did really well. His confidence boosted and he started to enjoy maths. Chloe's mum said, I appreciate Morale's attention to direction in what my daughter needs practice on and review. And Sahan's mum has said, Sahan thoroughly enjoys learning with you and has developed his confidence immensely. Many thanks again for all your support. Best regards, Amina. Now, Sahan did not enjoy maths whatsoever. It was really hard at the beginning to get him to even solve problems because he just had this really strong self-belief that he couldn't do math and he just was not good at math. But he started to enjoy maths and he actually told me that he was looking forward to our weekly lessons and he couldn't wait till we have other lessons, and he was very engaging in the lessons, asking questions and helping others as well, which was great to see. What I want to do now is to congratulate you for making it this far. It really shows me how dedicated you are in helping your child excel in maths. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you back to this agreement. So if you're still here right now, you made a commitment to take action. So let's have a serious chat about how your child can start getting the guidance and help that they need to succeed in maths and secure places in top academic institutions. So what we can do together is build out a clear roadmap so that they can at least know what they need to focus on. And then if it makes sense, then we can talk about what it would even be like to work together, right? What we will do, everything I've walked you through in terms of the winning maths formula, we will actually use to identify what you're going to do and how it might apply to your child personally. And then after we've done that, if it makes sense, we can talk about what it potentially will look like if we work together. But only if you wanted to, and if the personal plan makes sense to you, because I don't even know at this point if I can help you or not, but we can decide that together. Now, ultimately in life, there are always three choices. Guesswork, which I don't think you are into that, otherwise you wouldn't have been here watching this presentation. The other is hard work or using a proven framework. Now, what do all these guys have in common? Michael Jordan is one of the best basketball players of all time. Jeff Bezos is one of the richest men in the world with his Amazon company. And Steven Spielberg is one of the best filmmakers in the world. What do they all have in common? They've all followed a proven framework each and every single time because they know it works. So they don't guess. Yes, they work hard, but they don't rely on hard work. They find what works and then work hard at following that framework. So they're some of the most successful people in the world and they've got a proven framework and they are at the top of their field. So wouldn't you like your child to have access to a proven framework? If that's you, here's what I want you to do. Down below this video, click on the link and book a success session with me. So what we'll do during that session, we will have a chat about how we can offer help to your child. We will go through the winning maths formula together, and then we will build out a unique plan for your child, and we will have a look at what the plan will look like for your child personally. Click the link below to book your call, and then I will reach out to you to confirm. So when I do reach out to you, make sure that you reply, please, because we get a lot of these bookings and we need to make sure who is committed. So please respond to that and confirm your child's spot, and we can discuss things further. And I would definitely recommend your child being present there. So if you haven't done so already, click the link below and book your session, and looking forward to speaking with you.